Good morning, students. Today, we'll be learning about the tragic downfall of Macbeth. Macbeth is a tragedy play written by William Shakespeare. The story starts out as Macbeth meeting with the three witches, who are supernatural beings who can give predictions. The three witches were the start of the fatal downfall of Macbeth and his drive for power. I believe anyone who knows the story of Macbeth knows that no good came from Macbeth, or his time as a king. Macbeth is a Scottish man who had a strong ambition to become king after he had met the three witches who predicted for him to become Thane of Cawdor, Thane of Glamis, and eventually King of Scotland. The witches had a clear hold over him and were encouraging his fall into madness and violence. His ambition became stronger after his wife encouraged him to murder King Ducan. Within the play, there is a clear theme of power and hierarchy. Lady Macbeth can easily manipulate Macbeth. She uses him to murder King Ducan and his close friend Banquo, who had suspicion over him. Macbeth will do anything to make sure he holds his role as a king of Scotland, including killing the dead king's son. Macbeth and his wife started to overcome with grief and paranoia, seeing ghosts of Banquo, floating daggers, and nightmares of blood-stained hands. While Macbeth holds power over Scotland, it started to become clear to his noble person that he could not fit the rule. Macbeth's paranoia, fear, and guilt led to his death and downfall in the battle by Macduff. In the first quote, spoken by Lady Macbeth, it shows her dealing with guilt and paranoia. She's hallucinating, sleepwalking, believing that her hands are stained with blood. Out damn spot, I say. This is the beginning of her downfall. She is slowly becoming overwhelmed with the pressure of guilt. I man, Lady Macbeth speaks this quote, while Macbeth starts to deal with his own paranoia at the dinner party. His guilty conscience is still tormenting because of the order of the murder of his Banquo and his son. He believes he is seeing his dead best friend Banquo in his seat at the dinner party. Macbeth panics and brings attention to himself. By Lady Macbeth asking if Macbeth is a man, she tries to shame him into suppressing his fear and guilt, and to pull himself together. This shows how easily Lady Macbeth can influence Macbeth through her own words. All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail Macbeth that shall be king hereafter, is spoken by the three witches at the start of the play. The three witches had met with Macbeth and had been the cause of Macbeth's ambition. Before this, Macbeth had a little ambition to become king. The witches use his ambition as a form of manipulation, knowing that he will take any from necessary to become king, even if it drives him to madness and violence. The fourth quote, "How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth?" is spoken by Hecate, the queen of witches. This quote is direct towards the three witches who had been meddling with Macbeth's fate. She's outraged that they had been overstepping their boundaries with Macbeth. Hecate believes that the witches had been manipulating Macbeth's future and destiny and encouraging his fail into madness. Hecate's scolding of the witches gives a sense of disorder and chaos within the play. In conclusion, Macbeth's ambition was the reason for his downfall. His ambitions were fueled by the witches and his wife, while also being manipulated. No matter how much power both him and his wife had, they eventually overwhelmed with guilt, paranoia, and fear, which soon led to their insanity and death.